This video is either going to be really liked or really disliked. What's going on, everybody? My name is Johnny and welcome back to J&M Productions. Here we are once again on the theme park. Fuck. In today's video, we are actually back on the theme park show. This is episode 2 now, and before we get into it, I actually really want to say thank you guys for the latest views we've been getting. The Max Force video is above 240 views, the motorcycle video is over 80 views, and me and Noah cannot thank you guys enough for that. We've gained new subscribers, so thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot to us, for us just starting out. And yes, Noah is going to be in the videos. He is just busy right now. He's doing some shit for his life, so he'll be back, and he will for sure be in our podcast, which should be happening this Sunday, but there will be more details on that at the end of the video. But in today's theme park show, we are doing a Six Flags Great America tier list. Now, to make this clear, the kid rides are not going to be included, none of the carnival rides, none of that. It is going to be strictly going to be the 14 rides that are considered actual coasters. Now, Mardi Gras Hangover is considered a coaster. I really don't know. It's on the list, so might as well do it. So let's go ahead and get into this tier list. Now, all the footage I'm going to be using, a majority of it is from Coaster Force. I wasn't able to get any footage for Justice League from them or Mardi Gras Hangover, so I got coaster.net for Justice League, and then for the Mardi Gras Hangover, I got it from Jiggity NDG. You guys can check out all these channels in the link down below, and thank you guys for letting me use the footage. I plan on recording mine, but for now I figured I'd show you guys for the POVs and off-ride ones. Alright, so this is the tier list here. We got S, A, B, C, and D. So, S is being the greatest. It's a perfect ride, nothing wrong with it. A is, it's a good ride, but, it's still not perfect. B is in the middle, yeah, we'll hop on it if the line's short. C is just, do we really have to do this ride? And D is just, oh my god, this thing's gonna kill me. So let's go ahead and get into this tier list. So I'm actually gonna get these two out of the way just because, like I said, these are claimed to be coasters, but I don't really consider them. So the first one is Justice League. Justice League is a indoor roller coaster that is a 4D ride, and you're helping out the Justice League with Lex Luthor and the Joker. Now, I will say, outside and inside, the ride is beautiful. Like, it is really well made, and it's really nice to have that there instead of that little zoo area or whatever that area was. But still, it was really nice that they did this. And the ride itself is actually a lot of fun. It's kind of almost like one of those Disney rides with like Buzz Lightyear where you're trying to get the points and everything. So it's really fun, and the animation and the characters are really cool. So with that being said, I think I am going to put this ride on B. Yeah, it's not really a coaster, but it's still fun, and I think that really adds up to it. Alright, so next up is the Mardi Gras Hangover. Now, when this first came out, this is considered to be the tallest loop roller coaster. And this ride itself is, I've only been on it once, and it's okay. I mean, I don't really consider it a coaster because it's not coasting. It's just being moved by a mechanical line that's just moving it backwards and forwards. So, I mean, it's a fun carnival ride, but I don't consider it a coaster. So, with that being said, and considering I never ride it, I'm sorry, but I'm putting it on D, just because I don't think I would really ever ride it again if I really didn't have to. But alright, since we got that out of the way, we are now on to the actual coasters, but I wanted to get those two out of the way. So we're going to start off with the classic American Eagle. Now, this ride is so much fun. It is a wooden roller coaster. It goes up to 66 miles per hour, and back then it was considered the tallest, fastest, and I would even say the longest roller coaster. Like, this ride is very long. This is easily a 2.5, 3 minute ride. So it is worth the lines. Now, considering this ride is almost 40 years old, I will say that it is very rickety. But that's why wooden roller coasters are so much fun, because of that. So, with this being said, and since I still love riding this coaster all the time, I do it every time I come to the park, I am going to be giving this an A. I know some of you guys might be like, really? Why not a B? But I love this ride so much, and this is actually the ride that kind of got me into the bigger ones, because, you know, I never thought I would ride Raging Bull as a kid, but after American Eagle, I figured I could maybe do it. Alright, next up, we have Batman the Ride. Now, this one, I don't know. I've only ridden it twice, and I really can't say I really enjoy the ride that much. I know there's some Batman fans out there, and it's got an ace landmark, and it was one of the first roller coasters to be built like this. And don't get me wrong, it's still a decent ride, but I never really wait in line for this thing. And, you know, the second time I rode it, it got me sick. Because there are times where I can or cannot handle inversions. So, with this being said, I am going to put this on C. I understand that might be a little low to some people, but yet again, it is just honest opinions. Alright, this one's kind of funny because I've never ridden this ride. This one's the Joker. And yeah, I've never ridden it before. And I actually never really thought about riding it, you know. Because it's just too many inversions. Like I said, if I spin around too much, I do get sick easily. Some of the rides I can handle it, like Goliath or Superman or whatever the case may be. But with the Joker, I've heard many complaints that, you know, it can, crush your nuts. That's what I heard from one guy. I heard the restraints can be painful. So, with that being said, I actually am just going to put this in the middle simply because I've never ridden it. But I feel like one of these days I will have to ride it for this channel. And yes, Noah, you're going to go on this ride with me. I know you're fucking watching this. Alright, next one we got is the Demon. Now, this ride is... yeah, it's similar to Batman, but I love it for its theme. It's got a great theme song. Yeah, I love the aspects of like a demon, you know, haunting the ride and everything. It's perfect for Fright Fest for sure. And, you know, overall, it's not bad. But this ride is nowhere near from perfect. The corkscrews are god awful. Now, if you hang on really, really tight, because keep in mind, people, this is just an overhead restraint. So it's nothing like X-Flight where you get this super tight, flexible restraint on you. This is just a hard plastic. Blech. So the problem is that when you go on these corkscrews, if you don't hang on tight, you will absolutely bang your head on the restraint. That happened to me once, and I got a migraine for the whole day. So, you know, the loops are good and the drop's fine. You know, no, those aren't too bad with the restraints, but it's just the corkscrews, which is really a shame because when you take footage of the corkscrews, it is beautiful. So, with this being said, I am going to put this on C. Similar to Batman, would I ride it? Yes, but again, I don't think I'd really wait in line. I would much rather do a bigger ride. Alright, next one we got is Goliath. Now this guy, this guy is a beast. I remember when it first got announced, and this was actually in 2014 where I still wasn't a fan of coasters. So when I heard about this ride, I was like, this is going to be terrible. But oh my god, I'm so glad I rode this thing. It is beautiful, it has 3 world records, and it is a perfect ride. And this really helped build Rocky Mountain Coasters. And for those of you guys that don't know, they're basically the biggest company that makes hybrid wooden roller coasters. And this ride is kind of the reason why they got themselves up to where they are now, prior to Outlaw Run, which was in Silver Dollar City. but it's fast. The inversions are amazing. The restraints are really interesting because rather than, you know, like an overhead, it's actually simply just the lap bar, and it closes in on your legs. So it's really nice. It seems a little scary, but you're in tight. Trust, they double check that for you. So with this being said, I love this ride. Even though the lines are still really long for this thing, I am giving this an S ranking. I think it is a perfect ride there. And if you happen to have the Diamond Elite Pass, you get Flash Pass tickets for 2 rides. So picking this is almost perfect for it. Alright, next up is Max Force. Now, this is obviously the first video I made about it, and I gave some critiques about it, but yet, at the same time, I still am really looking forward to this ride. Now, once again, it's not out yet, and that's not just on me, that's for everybody. Now, the ride is supposed to come out this 4th of July weekend, so it'll actually be out in the next few days. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it, and in fact, I probably won't be able to make it to the end of July to ride this thing, which is really a shame, but maybe I'd rather take that than waiting in 3-hour lines like it will be, and I don't know if the Flash Pass line will be open for it. I hope to God it is. So, with this being said, it'll have to just go in the B section, simply just because I haven't ridden it, nobody has, and we gotta wait for it. But it does look very promising for what it is. Alright, next up we got Raging Bull. Now, this ride was the first big coaster I did. You know, I did American, like I said, I did American Eagle that day, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do Raging Bull. And I am very glad I did this. It is a super fast ride. I would say there's a decent amount of airtime in it, and just overall, it's a fun ride. You know, there's no loops, so you don't have to worry about, you know, getting dizzy and everything. It's just a lot of drops and a lot of speed. So this is a great ride if you love going fast. It really is one of those perfect rides, and the front row is absolutely amazing. I know there's people saying the back row's fun too, and I can agree, but it can actually get a little rickety, in my opinion, in the back. So, for that, I'm going to put this in the S ranking. I think this is, once again, a perfect ride to use for the Flash Passes, and I highly recommend for that. Alright, next up, we have Superman Ultimate Flight. Now, this ride came out in 2003, and this actually replaced Shockwave for a fun fact. That was considered one of the biggest rides, but then they switched it out for this one. And this was, because at the time when I was doing coasters, I could only do Whizzer and Viper, and this was the 3rd coaster I've ever done in my life. And this thing scared the absolute shit out of me. Like, I am not joking you. It is so unbelievably funny how my reaction was, and oh god, you'll probably hear about it from my friends later on. So this ride is super fast. It goes close to 60 miles per hour. It's got a pretzel loop, which is kind of unique, and I know some people like it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the pretzel loop. It's really at that point now to where it's kind of rickety. And every time I go on this, I get a goddamn cramp in my leg. I don't know if it's just because of the pressure or what, but I keep getting cramps in my leg, and then my leg is all bleh for the rest of the day. So, it's still a fun ride, and there is another loop at the end, which is the barrel roll. So, I will actually put this in the A section, and I know you guys may think, well, why would you give it an A if it gives you a leg cramp? It's still a fun ride, and this one is worth waiting in line, in my opinion. It's a unique ride for you pretending that you're flying. It's really cool. Alright, next up is the Dark Knights. Now, this is Noah's favorite indoor coaster, because that's the only one you're going to ride. And it's an indoor coaster. Now, this thing, just like Justice League, inside and outside, it's really cool. It's got the Dark Knight theme to it. There's like this TV that shows you all the shows you like a scene from the film, and Joker like hacks into it. It's really cool. It's cool that they make rides like these. It really is fun. And the ride itself is actually not too bad. Now, it's nothing crazy fast, because this is like a mouse coaster. And mouse coasters are very basic. You go back and forth on these super tight curves. You go down a big hill. You go down 2 little hills. And that's it. So it's a very short ride. but I love it for the theme, and I've ridden it plenty of times. And like I said, if this was Noah, he would easily put this on S. But for me, I am going to put this on B. Just simply because would I ride it? Yes, but I still would prefer bigger rides. Alright, next up is Vertical Velocity. Now, this ride goes up to 70 miles per hour, and it is a launch coaster. So this will now be, along with Max Force, the second launch coaster at Six Flags Great America. And this one goes up to 70 miles per hour. It goes back and forth on a downward track, and then a upward track that does a spiral twist. Now, this ride is fun, but man, this thing breaks down like crazy. I remember one day we went, it broke down 3 times in one day. So this ride does have a tendency to break, but I'm not gonna lie, if you haven't heard this ride when it breaks, oh dear God. But other than that, it's a fun ride. It's super fast. I'm not a big fan of the upwards part. I love looking down more than up on rides. So it's a fun ride, but unfortunately I'm going to be giving this a C. Simply just because I never really wait in line because of how many times it breaks down. Whenever we go, of course it has to break down when we go. But other than that, it's not bad. But again, I'd rather do the other rides. Alright, next up is the Viper. Now, just like with this list, it's another wooden roller coaster. So this is our third one now. This one goes up to about 55 miles per hour, and overall, this ride is so much fun. Again, this is the second roller coaster I've did in my life, and it was so much fun when I first rode it, and I love how they stop you at the top of the hill. Kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. But there's been times where they don't break you there, so you're going way faster than the normal speed. So, and they've done this ride backwards before, and I'm just going to say this. Don't do it backwards. That shit will get you sick. Oh my dear God. So, this is a super fun ride. I love it. I am going to be giving this into the A section. It is a lot of fun, and the lines are super short. Like, last time me and Noah went, which was a few weeks ago, we hopped on front row right away. We didn't have to wait. The coaster was just ready to go for us. So this is a perfect ride if you just need to do something quick while you're waiting for maybe some of the other lines to die down, or if you're waiting for your flash pass to be good to go. Now the last two, and then the second one is the Whizzer. Now this to me is the perfect family coaster. It may not be the fastest. It's about 45 miles per hour, but yet it's so unique because first off, it's not like you're going up some steep incline. You're going on a spiral lift. So this is great for kids because it won't scare them about looking straight up in the air. It's really nice. And then it's not like it's super steep on hills either. It actually goes on a lawn track, and this is nice because you pick up your speed slowly, and it's honestly just a lot of fun. There's a lot of sharp curves, and overall it's just a really unique ride, and there's only so many of these left in the US, and in fact I think we're like the second to last one. I could be wrong on that. Someone correct me in the comments please. And this was my first ever roller coaster. Sure, maybe as a kid I did that dragon ride at the carnival, but other than that, this is my first ever real roller coaster. So for that, this is going in the S. It's my first coaster. I love it. It's a lot of fun, and it's perfect for the family. Alright, now we're up to the last ride, and I think this is the perfect ride to finish off with, and that is X-Flight. Now this ride is so much fun. It is so unique, and even though it's a few years old, it is still super smooth. Like, it is almost crazy smooth. Like, the first drop is absolutely breathtaking. All the inversions don't feel dizzy. They're just so perfectly well done. Going through the tower with the barrel roll there, oh my gosh, just everything about this ride is perfect. And it is me, my dad's, and a majority of my friends' favorite ride. Now, the lines are usually not too bad, but this thing can get crazy long. So at the end of the day, we tend to save our Flash Pass tickets for that. But With this being said, as the final one, I'm putting this one on S. It is simply the perfect ride at Six Flags. And that, my friends, is going to end the video. Yes, this is the tier list. It's fully complete. You know, we got Mardi Gras Hangover at D, so it's actually the only one that actually pretty much sucks. And then for C, we got Batman, Demon, Vertical Velocity. B, we have Justice League, Joker, Max Force, and Dark Knight. But keep in mind, 2 of them I haven't ridden yet. A is American Eagle, Viper, and Superman. And then S is Goliath, Raging Bull, Wizard, and X-Flight. I think, in my opinion, this is the perfect tier list. I could be horribly wrong. I'm sure some people are going to totally disagree on Vertical Velocity and Batman. But again, it's just my personal opinion. Or who knows? Maybe someone thinks Mardi Gras Hangover is an S. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure making these videos. There's more on the way. I'm a bit busy with work this week, but like I said, me and Noah are possibly doing a podcast this upcoming Sunday. You guys can keep an eye on our Twitter for more updates if that will happen or not. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next video.